basically for us, the Congregation of Grace, when we realized the status quo was just not good enough anymore. We wanted to be proactive and look to partner with a church that had amazing outreach, because it's something that we were very good at too. We looked at a couple of churches and we finally got into talks with St. George's. And that's how we became interested in St. George's. And for myself and MJ, we decided, well, let's go have a look at this church that we're in talks with. We met you all at the meetings, but we hadn't. And the first ones was the Advent Cafe, and Infinitely More was playing, and it blew us away. And it was a big revelation to us to actually sit and think about what we're listening to the sermons and to the lessons. It was a big revelation to the few of us that we came in, because there was only, I think, about 20, 25 that did come. But and it wasn't anything against St. George's. It was definitely that a lot of them wanted to stay in the North End. It was easier for the elderly to stay there. But no, I'm just so thankful that that was where we ended up. Well, I was going to go there anyway. I didn't want to go to any other church that we had. Then both MJ and I, as we sat at Tim Hortons, both of us bawling our eyes out into the coffee. We're going, well, that's where we're going. Don't care. We're just going to go there, whether they come or not.
Lead the flock, so to speak.
Yeah, it was. So, so that was good for us, and different for you. Things were different.
Much different. Well, I served on the board at Grace for some time, so I had a pretty good of an idea of where Grace was heading. And although I withdrew from the board once I got pregnant with my first, because it was too many late nights and too long meetings and so on. But when Evie was born, it came time to decide where to get her baptized. And having grown up in Grace for the majority of my lifetime, I liked having that base of knowing everybody knowing me, and I wanted that for Evie too. And I knew it really wasn't going to happen for her at Grace. So my husband and I had lots of talks about it, and talked to you too. And I think we went to I brought Evie to a couple of events at St. George's, at the Bazaar, and I think we went to an Advent Cafe service before as well. And she's much better behaved normally, I swear. But so after the discussions, we decided to try out a real service at St. George's, and I think it was either the children's service or the Celtic Festival on the date that we went, and we were blown away, the size of the congregation. And I know when Cheryl took us on that was the other thing.
That was
Cheryl took us on a tour,
wow.
And she was showing me all the different things that you guys have set up with kids. Like there's a nursery, there's Sunday school, there's all these different activities that she could take part in. And right after that tour, that was when I thought that we would try.
But we came out of that too saying, this feels like home.
It does.
It
yeah.
just had,
it had a very
an amazing feel.
Very homey feeling.
Church.
So we went through one service and we're like, all right, that's it. This is home for us now. This is our new home for sure. Everybody was just so welcoming. The service was beautiful. It was amazing. It made the transition from leaving a church where I had grown up and going to a new church. So I don't want to say easy, but it made it a lot easier for me to go, and we're so happy there, and our family's growing, so we're happy that our kids are going to be able to grow up in the church and take part in all the activities that I used to do when I was a kid. So. Every time I go into a service, it's something new. There's so many different opportunities for outreach. There's tons of different programs to take part in. I love the fact that everybody sings happy birthday. That's one of like the biggest things for me. We used to do that at Grace at like coffee hour, but for everybody to take part in it, it's like, that's really awesome. Yeah, the Celtic service, the children's
services, all the
different stuff at Christmas.
Do.
It's
and the
it blows my mind.
The Advent Cafe. And then to me, it was really cool because it moved out to the front lawn in the summer. And people passing by could see. It's like it's an outreach. It's, hey, we're here. Come and join us, which some of them do, which is really, it's just,
it's really nice to see
freeing.
An Anglican
It's
church.
Amazing.
It's really nice to see an Anglican church being so proactive about being involved in the community and having so many opportunities for people to partake and not just sit in the pew, but like you can do that, but there's so many different things that it's easy to be like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, you know,
like all of the ministries are put out in the Joyful Giving for you to read, the narrative budget, to read all of that. You think, wow, I might like that. I might like that.
Yeah.
And it's there for the long run.
Yeah.
And my children and my grandchildren and my grandchildren's children, I hope will all be there. And I think with St. George's being so proactive and always looking forward and looking to see where we can go, what we can do to encourage the congregation to join in as much as they can and to be proud of the history. The history is amazing of St. George's. And I want that. I want to be a part of that. It makes you want to be a part of it. It makes you want to do things for that.
Exactly.
It's just, I think with the gifts that Grace has, we can enhance, we can definitely bring something new to the table and just see what other things we can come up with to do what we're supposed to do, to minister, to help, to be in the city. People don't just pass by St. George's and think, oh, there's that other church. They know its name.
It's nice to have the opportunity to have so many different chances to serve both the community and God.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing.
I would like to say to the community of St. George's that they are the most welcoming people, giving, thoughtful people, and very spiritual. I've learned that going through meetings on how we open our meetings, and to think about the scriptures, to actually really think about them. You're changing me in different ways, making me look at myself differently and how I am with other people and how I want to be in how God wants me to be, how I would be able to please Him. And I hope that it's even better in the future.
So thank you is what I would like to say. It was a really difficult decision to leave Grace when it hadn't closed yet. Sorry.
It's all right, baby.
Still hurts a little bit, but every time I go and I see everybody's smiling face and I get approached asking, how are you? Oh, the baby's so cute. She's growing so much. It's nice to feel a part of a community that I just joined. Having left Grace, this has been my spiritual home for the majority of my life, and to find a community that made me feel so at home and appreciated just to be there is overwhelming. And change, but don't change. Don't change that, but the changes that they're doing now are great, but the people stay the same, and it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.